Supplies, agent.
Unable to bypass electronic lock.
The Black Tusk really don't want us to see what's on the other side of that door, huh? Agent, find a way to unlock that door.
Hostiles detected.
I'm taking Tango's to pull. Closer.
Agent, we got a nuclear reactor powering something that is ready to deploy.
Tusk mobile nuclear reactor on site.
Holy shit. This could solve our power problems. With Pentco out of commission, we need a stable source of power. Agent, secure that reactor.
All set.
You heard Danvers. Take out the hostile. We can't let them derail the op.
I'm ready.
Status update. Reactor unstable.
Damn it. They overloaded the core, now the power's arcing. Agent, you need to stabilize the grid to save the reactor.
That was close. Let's get out of field.
There you are.
We need to secure the rest of the building. What the hell?
Hostiles incoming.
I fucking got this. Let's do this. I'm gonna make it.
Got you now. No!
I'm fucking.
Hostile reinforcements en route. Detected.
Destroy their purple flame supplies, agent.
Another agent is now in your group. Backup arrived.
You're clear to enter and find the target.
What's up guys, Wolf here. Welcome to another Division 2 build video. In today's video, I'm going to showcase my best solo build for running through heroic content and below. You can use this in Legendary, but it will be a little bit more difficult and I would tweak it a bit. So this is going to be perfect for running around in Brooklyn or just anywhere else in the game. Open world or missions, you're going to absolutely blitz through content with this powerful rifle build. There are many different ways to run it as well. And if you don't have some of the pieces, I will showcase a way that you can even make it stronger and do more damage. All that may change is that if you don't have turmoil knee pads, you won't be able to do the double kill, but it doesn't matter. You can still hit harder and just individually shoot each enemy. So this build is going to be perfect for people who like to clear content very quickly and efficiently. This is one of the strongest builds in the game right now, and it will get stronger with the new Alpha Bridge mask that will be coming out in a couple of months. Until then, I'm going to be using this and I'm starting to optimize it fully. And I've tweaked it since last time I showed you guys this build. I show all these setups on Twitch, so make sure to follow me there, and on X I will post lots of clips I don't post anywhere else. So please also make sure you guys leave a like and subscribe. Let's get straight into it. So, as you saw from the gameplay, I can run around, one-shot everything. The great thing about this build is some enemies, because we're going to be using Determined and Headhunter, some enemies which you normally would waste it on, like that have got helmets. The great thing is if you shoot the other enemies, you will kill the ones with helmets. You don't even have to worry about that. I killed bosses with this build. I can kill a boss without even knowing I've killed the boss because of the Turmoil knee pads. You don't need Turmoil knee pads with the setup. You can get about 3 million more damage without Turmoil knee pads. So it doesn't matter. All that means is you're going to have to individually shoot the enemies, whereas I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone, basically. So that is the difference. So let's take a look at the setup as a whole. Gunner spec for armor on kill. You can use the sniper one. It depends. Make sure you have got at least 150% headshot damage because of Headhunter. You guys know how Headhunter works. You get huge amounts of damage when you get a headshot kill. And the great thing is Determined allows us to hit body shots and they count as headshots. So Determined and Headhunter, broken strong, it's one of the best combinations in the game. So we need to have at least 150%. And as you can see, my 1886, which is the rifle I recommend, is at about 150 to 160. So as long as it's 150 and above, that is fine. So taking a look at the setup, now I have done a lot of testing with this build, a lot of different combinations, and I definitely found the perfect one for solo play with Turmoil. If you guys are going to play in a group, I would just remove Turmoil and put Fox's Prey knee pads. If you guys don't have Turmoil, simple, put Fox's Prey knee pads. So this is what I would do. So I want to make that clear because you cannot actually get Turmoil now. If you have it, make this setup. Overlord, then the 2 pieces that are this brand set that gives us magazine size and rifle damage. That is perfect. The reason why I've chosen this and not like a Habsburg Guard or, for example, a Providence is simply because, in my opinion, rifle damage is better, and I actually do get more damage because the way that the game scales weapon damage. So like 10% headshot or 10% rifle. 10% rifle is going to be better if you can get it. Rifle damage is going to be king here, so it just scales slightly more, but you can use headshot damage. The numbers aren't too far off. So for example, if I use this brand set as a chess piece, then I would, and then a Providence, for example, I would get like 700k less damage. So it's very close. You don't have to do that. But that's why I've got Overlord for rifle damage, because I don't have Fox's Prayer. Then these 2 pieces, mag size, rifle damage, they're just the best in slot. And then rifle damage 25%, breaking point 2 piece. Very powerful. Right, so quick demonstration on very hard. I'm going to get the stacks up. Now this is the alternate one. So normally, this is what I mentioned. I would have Prov, everything's headshot damage maxed out. And I would have Fox's Prayer. But now that we want to put Turmoil, now it changes the game. I want to switch out the headshot damage for rifle damage. Let's take a look how much we're going to be hitting with the Prov. Just to give you guys an example. You don't have to do this because, let's be honest, it's very close. The damage is very close, but sometimes half a mil or more damage can be the difference. So, as you can see, it's about 19.6, and it does go to 20.2. Which is what I get with the build. But there, as you can see, it's majority 19.6 million. So it can be quite buggy, and sometimes you will get the same values. But let me quickly swap builds. So 19.6, and then we'll put the actual setup on, which is going to be the one that I'm showcasing today, which has got the Overlord chest, which you don't have to do, but you will see better numbers with this. So let's get the procs going. So let's take a look. So now clearly you can see the consistency. It's bugged out. Seriously. So now you can see the consistency 20.2 all the time. So there's definitely more damage in this build, but the difference is negligible really, but it also depends on your expertise. That little bit extra damage, roughly around about half a mil, it may be the difference from you actually one-shotting. So that's why I'd recommend this. It's just a beast. The reason why Chain Killer is not used is simply because the brand set bonuses we get from this, I mean, 20% rifle damage, even mag size is very nice. Chain Killer will only give you weapon damage. Yes, you can run another 2-piece and use damage to armor. It depends on the difficulty of the content. but I would try your best to stick with this brand set. It gives too much rifle damage. I mean, the breaking point ones are absolutely necessary for the rifle damage. You can also use a marksman as a secondary if you wish. And then obviously we've got the knee pads, which would either be Turmoil or Fox's Prayer. So I definitely would recommend not using Chain Killer for this build, but by all means you can, you just will get less damage. Every single thing on this build is headshot damage. It's that simple. Every mod, every roll. Obviously Turmoil doesn't come with that. And these are named gloves called Eagle's Grasp, which give weapon handling, which is accuracy, which is great for rifles, stability, reload speed, also that, and swap speed, which can be handy. So these gloves are quite nice. You don't have to use them. You go to Countdown, you can farm these pieces. Simple, end of story. We get high amounts of damage. So this is the best way possible to run this build with Turmoil, in my opinion. It just works great. But like I said, it may be a little bit tricky to get these pieces, but you can craft them. These brand sets actually natively come with a red and normally with headshot damage. So you just need Vigi or just try get the lucky roll here. It actually didn't take me that long. Quite a bit of materials to optimize though if you're unfortunate enough to get a low roll. So I just wanted to explain that for a second. So this will do more damage, you know, with this Overlord instead of Providence or Habsburg. So I'd recommend this, but it's only slightly more. So you can use the named Providence backpack, and that's what I want to go through now. So if you don't have Turmoil or you want to do more single target damage, because remember I have got expertise 30 on my 1886, so you may struggle sometimes. So what you would want to do is simply go here, and now we have like 24 million damage, but I wanted to use Turmoil because it's great for playing solo. I can clear content faster. So just use the Fox's Prayer with damage 2 shots out of cover, headshot damage, and then I would go for example, you can use a Providence or you can use the named version, which comes with perfect Vigi. And then what I would simply do is, now we obviously don't need this. You would need the brand set here for rifles that gives us rifle damage. Headshot damage and weapon handling is very powerful. If you can have a double attribute roll, go for that. Headshot, weapon handling, it's great. Or you can go for headshot as long as it's headshot and like hazard protection, stuff like that. But this is how I'd run it if you guys don't have Turmoil knee pads. You can have a Habsburg guard bag, but preferably the perfect vigilance, and then bang, you'll be hitting like 24 million damage. So that's how I would run this build playing solo. But I recommend if you guys do have the Turmoil knee pads, you are going to absolutely destroy, because one-shotting these enemies, it's not difficult. And then when you do, like I said, even the ones with helmets, all you got to do is focus the weakest enemies and you'll kill bosses without even knowing. As you saw in the gameplay, there was a boss at the end of the skate park. I didn't even shoot him. I didn't even see him. He's dead. So this build is so good for playing around. Farm this setup. It is powerful. So simple, chest piece, headhunter, and backpack. I've got headshot weapon handling on everything, and everything else like the gear sets is all headshot damage. All mods are headshot damage. Vigilance, very nice. You can use unstoppable force. You can use concussion. It doesn't matter. It depends on you. Sometimes that may even be better, especially if you don't want to use a shield. Pistol builds and sniper builds are all varied. But in my opinion, this is the best because we can use a shield. So you can also push this further in different directions if you wanted more skill health and making your shield stronger. For example, like Motherly Love gloves. There's so many different ways you can tweak this. But decoy, shield. Now remember, I have got everything expertised up. So just keep that in mind. Almos and the Prophet. This is not the Prophet. This is the Harvest. You can use whatever pistol you want. I don't normally use this. And then this is the gun you want to go for. Farm this. It's very nice. Get one with damage 2 targets out of cover, targeted loot, rifles, determined, 1886. Best damage rifle in the game. It's a beast, and that's simple as. You just get this build, farm it. I've given you guys some options. It works incredibly well, and I want you to go and try this. This is definitely my favorite solo build right now, blasting through content. If you want to use this in Legendary, you can, but it's going to be more difficult. Turmoil probably wouldn't work. I would like showcase the one that I gave you, the option that I gave you. So taking a little bit of a look at the statistics. Now I haven't done global mods. You can use global modifiers. It tweaks the build a little bit more, but it still works perfectly. So it's up to you guys. Take a look and make sure please to leave a like, subscribe, and I'll see you very soon in the next one. Peace out.